Well, what I loved about the script is that ultimately there's a story of friendship and an adventure around, you know, a character that we've all grown to love so much over the years. And I guess, you know, subjectively for me, turns out I became an actor. And I would say seeing a lot of Nicolas Cage's movies had a lot to do with why. I saw all of Nicolas Cage's movies when I was younger. And I think his more than anyone's. And my family was a very movie-going family. And I grew up in the 80s. And I'm talking about all of them. Talking about, you know, maybe I didn't realize then that he was, you know, flipping burgers and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I figured it out eventually, but we could start with, you know, Rumblefish, Valley Girl, Racing the Moon with Sean Penn, and Birdie, and then Peggy Sue Got Married, Raising Arizona. Had a tremendous impact on me. The movie, his performance, and Moonstruck, and it just goes on from there, really. And so what I mean to say is that my brain was such a sponge and was so influenced by what he was doing that it's very surreal to be, you know, in something with him. I had a meeting with Tom and Kevin in LA, I think early in casting when I was in the mix, you know, for the part. And we ended up just talking about Nicolas Cage movies more than we did the actual movie that the meeting was about. And I think that if anything, the one thing that I couldn't hide or didn't have to fake was my knowledge and enthusiasm for Nicolas Cage's career. And I thought maybe it would be too on the nose. I'm not part of a, you know, crime syndicate, but I'm definitely a fan. And so that kind of, you know, maybe was part of convincing them. I think Javi adores Nick Cage above anyone else because he has taste. And obviously, you know, there's so much about Nick's performances that are wild, you know, and also skillful and, you know, spontaneous and original and except I mean it. And so I think that that's everything that Javi doesn't dare to be. He's too afraid to, so he lives vicariously through these performances, and I think it just inspires him to, you know, to take risks, ultimately. And because Nicolas Cage takes so many risks in his work. And I hadn't even thought of that, and I'm already basically done shooting the film. Well, Javi's feelings for Gabrielle aren't complicated. They're very specific. He's in love with her. Love is very complicated. The circumstances are complicated. And I think that, you know, he starts out wanting to meet Nick Cage and celebrating his 40th birthday party with his hero, and ultimately, maybe unconsciously knowing that it's the way to make him change his life and follow his heart. for Javi.
So,
What a little coward. I'm not unfamiliar with comedy. I've done a lot of theater and, you know, done comedies within that medium, but I'm not, you know, known as far as film and television for any comedy at all. And so it's been an incredible experience and opportunity to be able to show that part of myself, or allow that part of myself to, in a way, kind of a truer part of myself to be exposed, which will be really sad if I'm not good in this. Me. I think they'll love me, mostly. And then maybe, you know, these shoes. Well, Javi is, you know, a particular creation of Tom's and Kevin's, in that I think he's an aspiring artist, and is searching for that, and has been, you know, really shaping his love of cinema and storytelling through Nicolas Cage's performances in his movies. And so it's just a beautiful thing that lives in contrast in such a funny way to what the world thinks he is, when really he's just kind of an average aspiring artist and a psychotic superfan. I would never have imagined that I would ever actually, you know, meet one of my heroes. Whether I liked it or not, I saw his movies more than I saw other people's movies, you know, and so I don't know how to describe what it was like in terms of, you know, being here and having this experience, because, you know, on the first day of shooting, and, you know, saying action, and then I'm in a scene with Nicolas Cage, you know, and I know how sycophantic it sounds, but it's the way it is.